Wait, so you're in the shops and you've got your kids and this old man says, what?
He goes, I've got you see. I had an interaction at Woolworths recently that left me in a flap. I was in a right state afterwards. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what people are anymore.
If you're an international wackadoo, Woolies is our shortened nickname for Woolworths, which is our place where we get our groceries here in Australia. You really can be one of two. Your Woolworths or Coles, you lean, you're left or right, you lean towards one. And then
I'm a centrist. I'm all about Aldi.
Yeah. Well, so you say that, but you still do prefer one over the other when it comes to Woolies versus Coles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see,
you know what?
Yeah.
Recently, I changed to Coles. I changed to being a Coles person.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Because, as it turned out, when they did the inquiry into the price gouging, after they did that, Coles did reduce some of their prices, but Woolies kept putting some of their prices up.
Yeah.
And so I, after being a Woolies person my entire life, and that is purely for aesthetics, because Woolies
Coles
always
is
have
ugly.
nicer shops.
Yep.
I switched to being Coles, but the closest Coles is a bit of a further drive. And so I had to go to the local post office, and the only supermarket there is a Woolies. So I go into the Woolies and I'm with my two daughters. They are 5 and 7. Now, when you go into a shop with a kid, if you haven't had this joy, it's can we have this? Can we have this? Can we have that? Can we have this?
I've
Can we also
recently
have that?
had
Can I have
this
that?
a lot.
Can
I
have
had
this?
family friends here and their kids here, and I'm a great gunkle. I'm a lot of fun, but I'm also lay down the law. So we're in the shops. My partner Fabs was a lot more like, okay, like trying to reason and like bargain and was like, okay,
no,
well,
don't do
you
that.
both have $1 each to spend. And I was like, $1? We don't have $1 to, that's $2. And
Also,
then
what can you get for $1?
nothing turns out. So we had to raise the price to $1.50 because that was the thing.
Yeah.
And they just want chocolate.
out.
They want chocolate or lollies.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. 100%. So we were just going in there for like 2 things, I think. And one of them was toothpaste. So that's the other end of the shop.
Yeah.
And because there's always in every Woolies or Coles supermarket that you go into, and I don't know if this is universal, you walk in and you're at the fruit and vegetables.
Always start fruit and
And
veg, then meat.
And then towards the end is not only the freezer, but like all your household goods. And so we needed the
Toiletries.
toothpaste, so I knew we'd have to walk through, and that's always a risk when you're only wanting 1 or 2 things.
Especially if
But
you're hungry.
We did need some fruit, especially if you're hungry.
Should
And I'm
never,
always hungry,
ever
so-
go to the shops hungry. I learnt that maybe only a year ago. You know what I mean? And
Too late to be learning that.
Yeah, too late.
And you're a fiend for those gross like chicken nuggets that have been sitting out for like 15 hours.
How dare you
in the
out
hot-
me like this?
His inner bogan comes out.
Between us. That was meant to
His inner
go
bogan comes
nowhere
out.
else.
And then if you know these shops we're talking about, you have the rotisserie chickens in the hot case. And then sometimes if Wilko's lucky, at the top there's little like fried goods, chicken tenders, maybe a sweet chicken tender, maybe a pork knuckle. And he'll partake in anything that's up there. He's not discriminating. And he'll go, oh, it's a bit sweaty in that box, but it's fine. It'll do.
No, but here's the thing, right? Okay, now that you've outed
here
me
we
like a
go.
shit friend, what a shitty friend thing to do. And this is why I should never tell you anything. That once they've been in there for a little while and they're really dank, that's when I like them the best. So it makes no
Are they
sense.
weirdly like a weird cross between like mushy but still crunchy?
No, there's no crunch anymore in them. Like
Oh, no.
the ends of it, when you get
if
the
it's
sweet.
meant to be crunchy and it's soggy, no, I'm not going near it.
They're meant to be sweet chili chicken tenders, right? And
Crunchy ones, yep.
And they're meant to be crunchy. And like if you got them piping hot, they would be for all of 5 seconds, but they sweat in their own steam, and their own goodness. And
he loves
I tell you
that.
what, they're not food. It's not real food. Like it's aerated chicken, and so it's not a chicken tender. I guess there's like some chicken in it, and the rest is
Chicken adjacent.
Yeah, sure. And the sweet chili poppy stuff on the outside, don't know what that is, but it sort of heralds back to a time for me, for when I worked.
You can just buy a kilo of them.
No, but they're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same.
They're probably the exact same.
No, they're not the same. They are the same in essence, as in like they are the same product, but the way that they're done and then left there to get dank, it's all a process. I couldn't do it justice at home.
You should one day get the Ingham ones, right, and cook them up and then put them in a Tupperware and just leave them on the bench for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour and then just try it and see how you feel.
Yeah, no, I should.
Anyway, maybe we should do that for your birthday party in a couple
That's
of
a
weeks.
really great
Maybe
idea for
we should
my
do that
40th.
for your birthday party.
Yeah, great.
Yes. So I'm in Woolies. We walk in. I say, okay, we'll get some fruit as well because we're out. So let's get some mangoes and some berries. So we're standing by the mangoes and I'm getting like from all angles like, hey, can we have this and can we have that? And I was like, girls, I'll just grab some mangoes, chill out for a minute. You can eat them when we get home. And there was a man, an elderly man, who was like right by us. He had his back, like I hadn't really even clocked him, to be honest, because I walked up to him and he had his back to me. So hadn't really clocked that he was there. And then all of a sudden we're sort of standing next to each other and he looks at me and he points to the girls and he says, they need to come with a blue or red flashing light, don't they, when they're about to make noise? And I thought, because like sometimes old people talk to you like this when you have kids. Like even we'd been at the park just before this interaction.
Yeah.
And an older lady who, as it turns out, had just spent some time with her grandkids came up to me and she was like, gee, you're at the park early. I said, oh, well, you got to do it. It's going to be a heat wave and la, la, la. You have a little chat with them and they make comment about your kids and then they comment about their grandkids or whatever. So I thought this was the conversation. This was how it was going. I thought he was making a bit of a joke. I thought he was like, they really need a light, don't they? A warning system so you know they're about to make noise. And my response to him,
I don't understand.
because I thought it was a joke,
right,
was, oh, the light would never turn off though, would it? See? That's
good
that's
stuff.
the joke.
That's good stuff.
That's
Especially with
funny,
one of
'cause
your
it's
kids.
true.
One of your kids did not
Goldie,
turn off.
you're the most beautiful thing
God.
I've ever known in my life, but you've never stopped, not once.
Never
never
once.
stopped.
And you know what? That's what's going to make her one of the funniest people in her group. Because
100%. She's already the funny one. I've
Yeah,
already seen it. She's funny. She's outrageous. She's doing handstands for
Yep.
people. She's getting a laugh. She loves a laugh. You know, she doesn't turn off. In fact, probably for the first 3 years of her life, she didn't even turn off at night. And that was the ride for all of us.
Yeah, and that almost broke
You know?
Mum and Dad. But here we are. We're
Almost.
in Woolies and we've got old men
We're in
saying
Woolies
weird
and we've
comments
got
to
old-
us.
Yes. So I'm thinking like he's probably had kids. He probably remembers it. Maybe he's got grandkids. He remembers how tough it is. Oh, the slog of those early years. Being in a supermarket without any help around. Just two kids just hanging off you. So I make this joke thinking he's just going to laugh and like move on.
Yeah, you have a little, that's your small interaction, old man.
That's
Say
our small
it and
interaction.
then on your way.
Say it and get out of my face. I'm dealing with these children. No, that's not what happened.
Oh.
What happened was he said, God, he goes, I've got PTSD, you see.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
And I was like, I was so taken aback. I was like, I don't know where this is going. Like
We
like
have
I'm
made
pretty
this very real, old man.
Very real.
Do you have PTSD from the war? Do you have PTSD from
and this is
having
it.
children?
Okay. So I'm taken aback. No idea what to say. I just listen at this point. He looks at me and goes, I've got PTSD, you see. I hear a loud noise like that. It really sets me off. It takes me a couple of weeks to get over it. It's called hypervigilance. Do you see there's nothing. What could you possibly say to that? There's nothing.
I don't understand.
Are you expecting people to just walk around knowing that you have PTSD?
Did you go at the quiet time?
No. Okay, so that's what I thought. I thought, have I come at quiet hour? Now, I don't know if every supermarket around the world does this, but at least here in Australia, Woolworths and I think Coles have a dedicated 1 hour quiet shopping experience.
Yeah.
And that is for people with
autism,
maybe autism,
some sort of spectrum
or
thing.
ADHD.
Yeah. Who need a quieter environment.
Neurodivergence.
Or PTSD. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So they dim the lights, there's no sound, it's a quiet environment, okay? So I'm there did I come during quiet hour? But there was no signs when I walked in. There was Woolworths staff who greeted me because they're flogging off all these old Bluey books that clearly weren't sold at Halloween. So they came up to me and they're like, do you want some of the kids? And I was like, great, give me the free magazines, which by the way, they played with for longer than any of the presents that they were given at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Woolworths, for the free Bluey magazine.
Yep.
So I sort of got in my head and I got on my phone and I checked Woolworths, my suburb, quiet hour. No, I wasn't there during the quiet hour. So I the only thing that came to me, and it only came to me later, obviously, as a response to this man was, and you might not know this reference because you were a Friends guy, not a Seinfeld guy. I was both. There is this time when George Costanza is lining up for the phone. He wants to use a phone. Payphone in the 90s. Look it up if you're a Gen Z. So he's waiting and a woman swoops in front. And he's like, well, I was next. And if you don't know George, he's the mad character. I was next. What are you doing? And then she's like, oh, I'm just going to be a couple of minutes. I've just got to make this call. He's like, well, same. That's why we're in a line. And she's like, I'll just be a couple of minutes. And then he walks away and he goes, we are living in a society. And that was the only thing that came to my brain later to say to this man was this is a society, man.
Yeah.
I can't control the fact that you have PTSD and hypervigilance. No. You could online shop, for God's sake.
You can absolutely do that.
Woolworths can pull up to your house with a truck and unload it to your door, and you can even click do not fucking ring the doorbell because loud sounds clearly affect you that much that you have to tell me, a woman in Woolies on a random Thursday morning with 2 kids by myself trying to choose some fucking mangoes, that my kids are the problem. I am sorry. George Costanza said it best. This is a society. For God's sake. You get him,
girl. You get him. How old do you reckon he was?
75.
Oh,
I reckon.
Get him.
At least 75.
You tear him down. You tear him down. Here's the sad part about
there's just so many options for you not to be in that environment.
But you know what? He just did it because he wanted to fucking say something. He wanted you to know something, and it wasn't about your kids. You know what? He's done that shtick to so many mothers, and he's ruined their mornings because they've gone away feeling
ruined my morning.
You feel like a shit parent, a shit person. You're like, do I have shit kids because this poor man's got PTSD and fucking Goldie and Betts have lost their shit for half a second, and probably not even. They probably just went, meh. That's probably all they did. And that's enough for PTSD.
They weren't. They weren't. I've had kids melting down in supermarkets before. It is like the one of the more overwhelming. See, my chest is red at anger from this man right now, but your chest can also go red when your kid is throwing down on the Woolworths floor and you're thinking about the germs that they're ingesting, the germs they're getting on their hands and their feet, the fact that they're screaming and there's people around and people are looking at you, and you're thinking about the fact you don't know what you're going to have to say to them to be able to get them out of the situation, and then all you can do is promise them that friggin' chocolate bar that they wanted to get them out of the situation. And then when you leave, all you're thinking about is, I'm raising an entitled child who just thinks if they throw down, they get a chocolate. And then you think about that for the rest of your life. Like, I'm already dealing with that guy with PTSD. Yeah, my kids weren't even doing anything. Like, they literally asked for a different mango. They asked for a different mango that I had my hand on. And then they said, can we have this one instead? And I said, no. And then you told me that you're hypervigilant, and I know hypervigilant people. I live with one, and he gets on because it's a freaking society. Anyway, that was
I
my
guess you're
Thursday
good. You know
morning.
what I mean? Like, I guess you're actually really good. I guess things are going really well for you. I guess,
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
Now that you've got a bit of PTSD, like, I know PTSD, you're not meant to be able to catch it, but I guess you can in this case.
Yeah. I've been taken right back there, and I'm sweating, and I don't know. I just hate that man so much.
Awkward shop run-ins. If you have one, put it in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.